So I just got done watching a new episode of The Worst Roommate Ever, and a good amount of those stories freak me out, right? They really do because they just be normal people just inviting people into their home they don't know, and next thing you know, they get blasted. It's crazy. And some of these people they do know. But anyway, I get more scared than Courage the Cowardly Dog when I catch a really creepy episode. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about this really creepy video that I just saw floating around on social media that made the hair on my chinny chin stand up. And it has went viral all over the internet of a TikToker by the name of Tajhaisopretty. I think that's her name. Tajay. Hopefully I'm saying her name right, but she's a TikToker based out of Georgia, I believe. And a few days ago, she was on TikTok live when out of nowhere, this random creep came out of the shadows and started threatening her, and even said that he was going to shoot her because he was on TikTok looking at her phone. Just take a look.
RNL, hi Soldax, hi Sir Francis, hey One Eye. Hey. I don't know if he...
So right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, we are smack dab in the middle of a pretty tense situation right here. So while she was on TikTok live, this random creep outside the car comes out and starts yelling about some woman, right? I have no idea who the woman is, what happened with that whole situation, but he starts yelling. And it's loud enough that you can hear it in the video. She then says that this guy noticed her and started to make eye contact with her while he's yelling stuff, and then proceeds to yell out he's going to come out with that stick. And for those that are not street warriors like myself, just joking, obviously, that just means that he's just gonna pull out a gun on her. That's really all it means. He then calls her out and says that she needs to stop taking pictures and that she needs to stop flexing. And then once again threatens her with a gun, saying that if she doesn't stop flexing, then he's gonna pull out that stick on her. And you can see that she, just like many other people who would have been caught in a weird and creepy situation like this, reacted, right? She reacted like she was terrified. Like you can see that she started breathing heavily. She started getting nervous. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she started sweating under them underarms, man. Them armpits was going crazy.
I think he was talking to me, y'all. How was I flexing? I'm terrified. He was talking to me. He said, stop flexing, bitch, before I pull up that stick, before I pull the stick. Staring at me in my face. He just shot at me. When he pulled up, he was like, you bitches always want to take pictures. Stop flexing, bitch, before I pull up the stick.
Now, to many people watching this, especially in today's social media world, social media climate, where a lot of things are pranks, skits, fake, fraudulent, scammy, not real, and any other synonyms for bullshit that you want to think of. This particular situation, this right here, is 1000% real. This girl is scared. I mean, she's terrified, and she has every right to be, because what the hell is going on? This dude literally came out the shadows of Mordor and started yelling at her to get off the phone, told her to stop flexing on him, and also that he was gonna pull out a gun on her and possibly shoot her, all for absolutely nothing. Like, I don't understand the flexing thing, because she literally wasn't flexing at all. Like, at least in the clip that we all saw on social media that everybody has seen at this point, she wasn't flexing at all, right? And she said two names. She said two names, and I guess those are her TikTok followers. And then this guy, who we don't see, right? We never see what this guy actually looks like. I have no idea what this lunatic looks like, but I can imagine, because while I haven't been in this exact kind of situation, I have found myself over the years in similar types of weird and awkward exchanges with strangers. Sometimes even when I'm sitting in the car, just like she was. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a real quick story, I promise. I remember years ago, like I want to say I was probably in like 6th or 7th grade, maybe, right? It was me, my little brother, and my little sister, right? We in the car, we chilling. My parents had went into the Wawa, right? Now, for those people who don't know what a Wawa is, it's like a Sheetz or a Turkey Hill or a Bucky's, right? Those of y'all that may know who what those places are. No matter which one you go to, Wawa is better than all of them. But anyway, so my parents were running into Wawa to get something, right? Get some food, get, whatever. So we sit in the car. I want to say it was in the evening around like 5 or 6 p.m., something like that, right? So we chilling. This homeless dude is in the parking lot doing the usual homeless thing, right? Standing by the door, asking for change when people come in and out of the store, right? Nothing unusual about that. But then he started to come out to the parking lot. And from what I remember, I believe he started to beg people walking around the parking lot. So for those of y'all that know what a Wawa is, right, especially if you're in the Philly area like me, you know how hectic and crazy Wawa parking lots can be, or at least how they used to be. They used to be crazy. So anyway, me and my siblings, being young as hell, obviously, we were obviously a little scared, right? And a little nervous because he was getting pretty close to that car. And so, we ended up getting like real low in the car, like basically trying to hide from this homeless guy because I remember him looking crazy. So here I am. I was a lot smaller then, but me and my sister, brother, we were like literally crouching down as far as we could try and hide from this dude so he wouldn't see us. Fast forward, my parents come out the store. And what made it even worse and what made it even more embarrassing is that homeless dude that we were hiding from not only saw us, but in some weird twisted way, I think he was laughing at us for hiding. And not only that, when my parents came out of the Wawa, when they came out of the store, he went up to him and told them that, he was like, hey, I think I scared your kids. I saw them hiding in the car. I didn't want to bother them, just talking all this shit, right? Blah, blah, blah. But looking back on the whole thing, I can laugh at it now, but it definitely was scary then, right? Like, I mean, he was looking crazy as shit. He was, bothering people all throughout the damn parking lot. And just looking real crazy. And I'm the oldest in the car, right? I was in like 6th, 7th grade at the time, maybe even younger. And this guy just looked crazy. But anyway, I told y'all that story because I think that a lot of people have had a situation like this happen in their lives and can relate to what this girl went through, which is why this whole thing went viral in the first place. But I can relate to how scared she was in that moment. And you could tell because once her child's father came into the car, she started to tell him what happened and she was whispering the whole situation, like almost as if the dude was right there. And the number one tell to me that she was scared as hell was when she started messing with her dreads, right? Her messing with her twists or her braids or whatever. And started doing that little nervous picking at her hair. That was a dead giveaway to me. But watch what happens when she tries to explain this whole awkward ass situation to her child's father. And I say it that way because one, I hate that phrase baby daddy. I honestly can't stand that shit. It makes the hair on my ass just stand up and I hate it. And two, because they aren't together anymore. Take a look.
Please get away from right here. Like, what the actual fuck? Like, he's scaring me. But to me, he just said
He
that
didn't
to
say
me.
that to you.
Yes, he did. Keith, he literally just said that to me.
He didn't. What?
Keith, he looked me dead in my face and was saying it. He said, stop flexing, bitch, before I pull out this stick. You bitches don't want to take me.
Not you.
Keith, please pull off. Keith, please pull off.
This
He has
is not.
Keith, please pull off. Keith, please pull off. He has a gun. Please pull off. Keith, can you pull off? Like this? Keith, please pull around. He is scary.
Hey, yo, Keith, I swear to God, you and Joe Biden must have the same frontal lobe because the speed at which you're moving or the lack thereof is ridiculous. I've seen faster movement from a sloth. Your child's mother is visibly upset and scared and shaking, telling you about a very creepy and scary situation that happened to her. And she's telling you to get the fuck out of there multiple times. And you almost, it looks like you refuse to leave, which doesn't make sense to me because you're clearly getting in the car to drive away. So I'm not understanding why you're still sitting there when she's made it very clear to you that she doesn't feel safe there. I mean, this guy Keith must have won the slow as hell award in his yearbook in high school. I mean, I bet his mile time was 20 minutes. This dude move any slower, he gonna be moving backwards. But she then puts in the video that this guy did actually pull out a gun. Like that crazy dude that was yelling did actually pull a gun out and was walking towards her with it. She literally was begging this Keith guy to drive off and he refuses. Listen, I understand that, us men, us as men sometimes can feel like, women can over exaggerate and can put 20 on 10, basically make a big deal out of a non-issue. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that that's not the case sometimes, because it definitely happens. It does. We just got to keep it all the way 1,000 with that. People make up shit all the time. But in this situation, you have someone who who also happens to be the mother of your child, who's visibly upset. Like, you can see it all over her face. She's petrified. And you can feel it through the screen, right? Like, I don't know this girl. I don't know her from a can of paint, but I can feel that she's scared. I mean, I almost wanted to jump through the screen and put my own damn foot on the gas for him. It was pretty intense, to say the least. And Keith, the lack of urgency is just so infuriating. Like, he low-key was moving like he sent that crazy ass dude to get her. Like, I mean, it low-key looked like a setup. Now, ever since this video went viral, this Keith guy has been getting more heat put on him than a grill in the summertime for his lack of urgency in the moment. And I believe it's because a lot of people's biggest fear is their lives being in someone else's hands, just like this. And if I were her, I would have had to put hands on Keith. I'm sorry, straight up. Like, it's either me or you, bruh. I mean, if that guy makes it over here with that gun, we just gonna be some dead sons of bitches in this car. Because before he get me, I'm getting you. Because she had to ask this dude to pull off way too many times. This is one of those situations where you pull off and ask questions later. Better safe than sorry. And as a husband myself, this really infuriated me too, because my first instinct would be to get the hell out of there. Right? I clearly see my wife is flustered at the very least, and she's scared. My protective instincts would have kicked in, and by the time she would have even said, hey, let's pull off, I'm already on the road. Like, I'm so far out of there, it's not even a debate. By the time this Keith guy pulls off, that guy could have shot and killed her, went to the IHOP, got a double stack of pancakes with maple syrup, sausage, scrambled eggs, went to the mall, got himself a new Jordans, went to go see the new Bad Boys movie, and came back, and your ass would have still been there. It just reminds me of that scene in the movie Get Out, right? We all know that scene where, Daniel Kaluuya's character is telling Rose to give him the car keys, because he wants to get away from her and her crazy ass family. And she's fumbling around in her purse, trying to get the keys, acting like she's getting the keys. Then all of a sudden finds them and, sets the guy up for the kill. That's what this looks like. Now, after this whole thing happened, people obviously wanted her to make a follow-up video in regards to it, because obviously this situation was crazy and kind of scary. So she did end up making a follow-up video about it, and this is what she said. Take a look.
Y'all, and welcome back to my update. So obviously I didn't know that the video was gonna go viral yesterday, and then by the time I just came back around to TikTok and everything, I was like, oh, it's too late. I'm gonna just wait to make my update video. So here it is. So the majority of you guys were commenting and saying, oh, I hope you leave him, I hope y'all broke up, you better leave him. And some of y'all were even like, oh, I know you're gonna stay. I've been left. Me and him aren't together. Me and him weren't together in the video. If y'all in the video, I did specify that he's my son's father. So he's not my man. I want y'all to start here. We were together for 3 years, but that's not my man. Secondly, what ended up happening with the man after he left, or after we left, he went inside his house, and I called the police and filed a police report on him because, I don't know, I just felt like that was a little bit crazy. Like, why are you threatening me?
Now, there's a saying by a very wise man that says, the quote goes like this: you can always see how a man feels about you and his natural reaction to protect you. Now, she did say that they weren't together, right? She was very adamant about letting everybody know that they are not together. Just so that you caught that. They are not together. But even with that, you can't tell me that there isn't any kind of care there. Because at the end of the day, y'all got a kid together. So y'all did like each other at one point. But there are a bunch of women who are in the same dynamic as you, and their child's fathers would have reacted a lot better. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm willing to guess. But I do know one thing. If I was her, we would never be in the same car again. Me and Keith would be two distant strangers in the car, because absolutely not, bro. Now, in the comments, she did say that he apologized for his lack of a reaction and that he was looking for his keys, which is why it took his ass so long to pull off. That sounds like some bullshit to me. But hey, at the end of the day, nobody was hurt. All is well in the land of Oz. I just wanted to speak on this crazy and spooky ass situation that was literally the talk of the internet for the past few days, and I had to give my 2 cents on it. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to smack a like on the video, all right? And also, don't forget to subscribe for the one time. Peace.